Hello, everyone. My name is Mayana Barnes, and today I will be doing an interviewing questionnaire. With me, I have a very close friend. Her name is Miss Simmons, and I will introduce you all to her.
Hello, everyone.
Miss Simmons currently work with individuals who have special needs or mental disorders. With me being a student in the College of Behavior and Social Sciences, I felt like this was a very fitting career as I plan to go in this direction after graduation. Now, I have my 10 questions written down for the questionnaire assignment. So let's get started. First question: why did you choose this career field?
Um, when I was 18, I ended up meeting a lady that was special needs, and it stuck with me. So by the time I graduated from high school, that stayed on my mind. So I wanted to go into that field of working with special needs. Special needs is very dear to me. Special needs teach you so many in so many different areas. Teach you how to treat one another. Teach you how to make no difference who you are, where you're from. They teach us how we're supposed to treat one another on a day-to-day basis. And I really believe that's the field that God led me to go into, was working with special needs.
I too believe that one of my callings is working with special needs as well. Um, Question two: how would you describe a typical day?
On a day-to-day, up and down. But when it comes down to working with special needs, they feel your energy. Um, if there is an individual that's having a bad day, it solely depends on you, on how you treat them and how they pick up on your energy level, and you can bring them if there's a problem that you can actually talk to them. They know if an individual likes people that works with special needs. They know if you like them or not.
That's interesting. I had a idea of working with individuals who has special is in the special needs realm, that they have like a sixth sense that a typical developing individual per se doesn't. That's interesting. Next question: how would you go about a client who's in a behavior?
It's sort of like the last question I just answered. If a client is having a behavior, um, it's based on your level of speech tone. It's based on your level of energy. It's based on the relationship of first and foremost that you have with the client. Um, it's just based on that. If you talk to a client and to treat them the way that you would want to be treated, because like I said, we can learn from them. Um, and if that client know, the individual know that you love them and they sense that, if they're having a problem, after you talk to them and bring them back down, they'll understand and they will, just let them know, everything's going to be all right. And that's all you have to do. Because, basically, we all, whether or not you special needs or not, we all get to a point where we, on a day that we having a bad day, or just tell them, well, for supper, you might be getting a treat, anything, that to bring them happy thoughts.
You're right. I agree with that. I agree with that. Quite another question. What is your opinion about mental health treatments?
I agree with actually some mental health treatments. Um, a lot of times when it comes down to a lot of mental health treatments, I feel like a lot of times mental health treatments might be diagnosed wrong. You know, um, Especially if you're really not involved with the individual. I mean, that you spent quality time with the individual, because sometimes you might be may be diagnosed this problem. That might not be the case. It might be something else. So I just think it's solely. I strongly believe that if you actually sit down and talk to the individual and be able to reach those hidden areas, that you'll be able to find out what treatment that they need.
I also have read in my studies that, speaking about children, a lot of children are mixed diagnosed about their based off of their actions, and not necessarily physicians trying to get to know these children and their behaviors and seeing what is actually normal for that child. I agree with that. I agree with that. Why do you or don't you support certain policies?
I feel like sometimes when the individuals that are writing policies, I feel like, if you haven't really been involved, you know, a lot of times the individuals go to school, they might go to school for and might tap on certain areas. But if you don't really get to know the individuals one on one, I'm not talking about maybe one day out of 6 months. I'm talking about, maybe couple of weeks, couple of days out of the week, or a couple of days out of the month. If you don't really spend time with the individuals, how do you know what policies to put in place if you don't really spend time with them? I think policies, correct policies that were being put in place, if you actually will spend time with individuals, then you will actually put individuals at heart into heart into place, instead of writing policies of what you think needs to be. Because even when it comes down to policies they put in books, if you don't really spend time with individuals, you don't know what to put in place. You don't really know what to put in place. So my thing is, a lot of times, is actually spending time with the individuals one on one. And not only that, if you work with others that are, let's say for an example, in the nursing homes, if you work with the individuals, the aides, and you work with mostly the aides, because it's the aides that actually know the individuals. So if they would ask questions and on a day-to-day basis, not necessarily day-to-day, but every so often, then policies can be put in place for the individual that is correct. And then, things will be a lot better. And not only that, it's just all the actual individuals that is there for the special needs would be put in place. It would be better. Everybody working together and not just working for themselves.
I think you answered another question of mine. How would you change these policies? And I agree with you. Policies should be written to better the facility as a whole, not necessarily just the administration's portion of it. It should be set in place for the clients as well as the individuals who work with the clients.
Because the more pressure that you put on the individuals that's working hand in hand with special needs or with the clients, the more pressure you put on them, that's going to make it hard for the client. It solely should be the client and that everybody is working for and working to help.
I agree. I agree. What is the relationship between you and the staff?
What's my relationship with me and the staff?
As far as
my thing, when it comes down to, I've kind of answered that too, is it's always the client or the special need that is at heart. You know, everybody working together for that day to make the best day for individual, your clients or the special needs. That should be your sole responsibility, is working together. If you work together on one accord, your day will go a whole lot smoother. Everybody having everybody's back. You know, because like I said, you have energy. Everybody has energy, and special needs pick up on your energy on a day-to-day basis. And if everybody is working wholeheartedly, one accord for the individuals, then your day will go smooth. Even on a bad day, if everybody's pulling together and everybody have their individual at heart, you do whatever you can do to make that individual special needs or that client's day go and be the best day. But if you got individuals that's not trying to work together, then that's not good for the individuals. Because, you know, you can't bring what you go through at home to work. That's not gonna help you, nor will it help the individuals that you're working with.
I agree. I do agree with that. It's just like the energy that you bring forth, even if it's either positive or negative, it has a trickling effect,
right,
on not only your people that you work with, but for the actual individuals you work for. I can understand that. Okay. Why do you believe your job is important?
Why do I believe my job is important? It goes back to, that day when I saw the special need. My job is very vital because every day that I wake up, I want the individuals to know that they are being loved, to make their day a better day. My job is solely to the individuals. It brings me joy every day that I walk and I see those individuals. The things they say, the things they do, I sort of like interact. When I say I interact, we have a good time. There's so many different songs we would sing, or clapping, or dancing. They just bring me joy. I know that I'm where I'm supposed to be at this time in my life. So I know my job is very vital. It's very important.
What would you do if you weren't in the current field you're in today?
What would I do? Well, knowing that this is the job that I'm supposed to do, I'm not supposed to do anything else right now, because I know this is the job that God has put me on for this season.
Amen. with all that being said, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day off to do one of my assignments for me. This concludes my interviewing questionnaires. I would like to thank Miss Simmons for coming, and I really appreciate her insight and her answering the questions to the best of her ability, and to speak on different experiences that she had. Until next time, we'll see you later.